Sick. What up, everybody? Are you tired of coming here first thing in the morning and hearing about how much I'm tired of waking up in the morning? Are you tired yet? Are you sick of it? It's fucking 10 a.m. and I'm cracking a monster. How's your day going? Fuck my life. Why? It really just stopped working? Cool. That's nice. Anyways, morning, everybody. Fuck is that string? Okay, anyways, morning. It's illegal to own just one guinea pig in Switzerland. It's considered animal abuse because they're social beings and get lonely. I know this fact because I owned guinea pigs for many years. They are excessively social creatures, and it is animal cruelty to keep one by itself. If you have a guinea pig that's alone, trust me, you're not its best friend. It is clinically depressed and needs help. Good morning, Sarah. I love you, and I hope you're doing well. All animals are social. I mean, all animals are social, but like there's not a lot of them that will straight up jump off a cliff if you keep them alone. Guinea pigs will find a ledge to dive off of if they're alone for too long. Like, that's how codependent they are. It's pretty crazy. Whereas I feel like the longer I'm forced to be in the presence of others, the more likely I am to throw myself off of a cliff. Do you know what I'm saying? But I still consider myself a social creature. Yeah. Yeah, some are stage 5 clingers, and some of us, it's like, all right, it's been 30 minutes of your voice, and I'd like it to never hear it again. Thanks. It's so fucking hot outside, but the air, like, I know y'all that know will get this. Sometimes the wind is too loud, and it makes my skin itch. And then suddenly I'm wildly cognizant of how my socks don't fit right. And the robe keeps that from happening. But I have to have the wind on. I know y'all Southerners understand. Would you even want to come in my house if I told you there weren't fans? You'd be like, ew, what? Exactly. So it's like, it's my guard, but also there's no heat involved here, but it is hot. It is a hot bitch. My dudes, can I tell you about how much I fucking hate 4th of July? We were up until 4 o'clock this morning. That's how long. They didn't full bombs until 4 o'clock in the morning. I posted a video if you'd like a 1 minute 360 of what my house was like I skeeted that it was 12 hours. I fucked up. It was so many more hours than that. It started yesterday at 10:30 a.m. That's when the fire trucks were outside. That's when people started setting bombs off, and it didn't stop until 4. You're not fun. You're not interesting. Your fireworks aren't interesting. Everybody does it. Stop it. Oh my God, go to a fireworks show for fuck's sake. Like, so many horrible thoughts went through my brain all night long about all of my neighbors and things I wish that would happen to them. Do you guys want to hear it? I feel like it's not that visual. I don't think I'm logged into my Blue Sky or anything. I'm the worst social media person. I try to stay off of it as much as physically possible because I hate it. The puppers, they're okay, but Lilith, I'm pretty sure, was on the borderline of having a heart attack all night long. Like, she just ran up and down the hallway of my house all night long. She couldn't lay down. She couldn't sit still. When I got her to lay down, her heart was going a million miles an hour, and she couldn't stop panting. And that's why I was awake, because if my dogs can't, like, she literally could not sit still. Every time and I'm not joking, you guys know how close I am. I live on a street, I'm in a neighborhood, people were setting the fireworks off in the streets right outside my house, and they shake your house. It's literally like a boo, a bomb, every time that foo goes off. That's the loud part, and every time that happened, Lilith would literally vomit or shit herself until 4 in the fucking morning. I can't imagine what this is like for people who have PTSD. Get drones, be more interesting. None of this is fun. I'm hating it. I'm at that point where I'm sick and I feel bad about it, but also like I'm so sleep deprived that I don't know if I'm sick anymore or if it's just pure sleep deprivation. I don't know. I just want to stop it. I just want to open this. I don't know. Does anybody have my Skeet? If you have a link to my Skeet, I'm not logged into Skeet or Tweets because I hate both of them with a deep passion. So I can't get to them, but I could play it for you if someone has the link to the post. That would be cool. It's just loud. Like, it's, you fucking whatever. You like your sparkly treats in the sky. That's nice. It's so obscenely loud. And the video that I posted, I feel like is a really good example of just like, it doesn't stop. It never stops. It's like everyone in a perfect 360 around my house is competing to be the loudest and most obnoxious person. Genuinely. Like, that's what this video feels like when you see it. And it just, the noise from 10:30 yesterday until 4 a.m. this morning did not stop. It just kept going. Just bombs. Constant fucking bombs. And you, like, man, I feel like I'm dying. Thank you for the blue sky post. Someday I'll log into my socials when I care more about them. But honestly, like, the last time I saw anything pertinent and posted on any of these places that I was like, oh yeah, I want to read that, was a while ago. Oh, Stream Deck's broken. This is just, I feel like if my bed was a coffin, things would be better. Do you know what I'm saying? It's fine. I'm just tired of being alive. This is an example of what it felt like around my house last night. This is my video. It's going to be very loud, and I'm so sorry about that. This is just my backyard. It sounds like a fucking war zone. That it was kind of funny that I live in a 360 of hell. That's something, you said something along those lines of like, oh, it's kind of funny how they're just like a 360 of hell around you. I was like, yeah, it's super funny. We're all having a funny time and we're laughing hysterically. We love it. And it was like all night, there would be like a 10-minute lull where I was like, oh my God, is it finally over? Boo, boo, boo. Nope. And I know I'm a hippie, and I know I'm a hippie who's just like, I fucking hate fireworks. But in my heart of heart, God damn it, I hate that my stream deck isn't working. This is so annoying. Like, one of the most annoying things about this to me is, like, no shit, at least probably 50% of all of my neighbors are undocumented Mexicans, which I have no problem. I think you're a citizen of my country. But man, when fireworks are illegal, I wouldn't be setting them off if I was you. It just feels stupid. Then we have like so little wildlife in Colorado because it's a desolate desert and it's a hellscape and I hate it. And you're literally like, let's just set the world on fire and scare the hawks. You guys know I've been obsessed with my hawks that live in my yard. God knows if they'll ever come back now because they probably think this is the fucking hellscape of explosions. I hate the 4th of July. Fuck America. Get drones. They're more interesting. And is it not, someone brought this up in chat the other day, someone who is a vet brought this up in chat, and I can't remember who it is, call yourself out if you remember. Someone in chat was like, you know what, Katie, I have real PTSD from being overseas, and I've always thought it was quite interesting that the way my country decides to celebrate me is setting off bombs in the sky. Oh, fuck. Maybe we should all sit back and think. Selfishly, I want you to because I hate them, but like, I don't know if it was me, but yeah, a lot of vet friends hate it. It was someone in chat said something, and I hadn't even, I mean, literally, obviously, I'm just hyper-focused on my dogs because they're puking and shitting all over my house. But the human beings who literally have experienced this, like, what I wanted to skeet, I was so angry. I try to stay away from social media when I'm angry because I don't want to be that person. But what I wanted to say was, if this is appealing to you, go join the military. Go somewhere where it matters. Like, I'm just so I hate this shit. And like, I know some of you are probably like, is this bitch just bitching about one night of fireworks? No, I'm bitching about fireworks season. This shit goes on for the 3 months of summer. It never stops. And it's the reason we have fires. It's the reason animals want to not come here and pollinate my plants. It's the reason I want to punch you in your throat bones. It's all fucking summer. It never stops. They started in May and they won't stop until September. And it's just, I can't. And like, you guys saw that video. Here's the thing. Like, if you're setting off big old loud bombs that are going really high in the sky and actually I can see some pretty stuff, like maybe I'll have like 1% less hatred for you. But genuinely, 90% of what they set off doesn't leave the ground more than 5 feet. They go and spend like $3,000 on the shittiest fireworks you can have because quantity over quality. And then they just set them. So all those like, whoop, 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 you hear, those are this far off the ground. It's just crap. And it goes on until 4 a.m. I don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't know, dude. You guys know my stories. When I was a kid, we celebrated, the last time we ever celebrated 4th of July, all of my drunkles thought it would be the best fucking idea to gather up all of the, there's my music, all of the firework husks and throw them into a fucking bonfire in the middle of a field, in the middle of nowhere, 45 minutes from the nearest fire station. I don't like this holiday. I don't understand why we fuck with fire. I love fire. I'm #1 pyromaniac, but why are you like this? Oh, I'm cuteness. I wish this was fake. Seriously, so if you picture it, like where I was raised was like on the edge of a lake. So what my drunkles thought was a really smart idea was take all the fireworks down to the beach, set them off over the water so that they all just fall in the lake, and then we don't have to worry about fire. I'm not kidding you. This is exactly like rednecks, man. Littering doesn't even come into it. I don't know. It's crazy. And that was their logic there. And so they set off all these fucking fireworks over the water. They're all drunk as fuck. And then my uncles like decide to start cleaning up all the like husks and stuff and just start throwing them into a bonfire at the edge of the lake and at the edge of 10 acres of defunct wheat field. There is no better way to explain how my parents built my house. They literally bought 10 acres of a wheat field and plopped a dry brown ass fucking lake house in the middle of it like a matchstick. And exactly what you think. Fireworks started just firing out of the bonfire in every direction. You just hear like, woo, 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 like those crackly ones into the wheat field that is completely dry, completely fucking dry at this point. And all of my drunk relatives are just like manically stomping all over, running through the field, stomping on shit, rolling on shit, trying to splash water, excuse me. It was fucking chaotic. But had anything gone wrong, my house would have just gone up literally like a matchstick, just in an instance, and that shit freaks me out. I don't understand why people are so haphazard about that. I don't think these people have ever had to live in a fire zone or something. We're in a fire zone. Like, I don't understand. Dude, right, Crispy? I don't understand. Like, people are like, oh, we love animals and we love the environment, except on one day a year. One day a year, we don't have to care about the environment, and that's okay. So we're just gonna throw all the fireworks into a lake. And then I'm sure lakes, I'm pretty sure all of the Great Lakes have some sort of warnings on them, just like the Columbia, what I grew up on. But it's like, you can't eat more than 1 fish out of the lake per week, per year, if you're pregnant with 9 toes, blah, 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 blah. Like, crazy, because of all this shit we've thrown into the lake. And it's still happening, probably to this day. CO's literally always a fire zone. It's always a fire zone. It's a match. It's so dry here. And people are just like very, maybe haphazard isn't the word, but they're lackadaisical. Like I've told you guys, I have to go on my roof today. I haven't even gotten to do that yet. I just finished, that's what I did this morning. I gave myself an extra hour of sleep. Please forgive me. We were up very late. And then I had to walk my yard and pick up all the firework husks, because that's another glory. They just shoot them in the sky and they don't care where the fuck any of the fireworks fall. So my yard ends up full of firework husks every single day, and my roof will be covered in them. Like bottle rocket shit. Everywhere. And I hose my house down. I was doing that during movie night last night, by the way, during Independence Day. That's what I was doing, literally standing on a ladder, hosing my roof down and my yard down because that's how you prevent fires. Because my house is old and dry, and if a hot husk hits my roof, I'm going up. That would have been gone. Like, it just, I don't know. I know I'm like a little paranoid, but I think I've told you guys this story before, but when I lived in Eastern Washington, one of like we got fires a lot. My music just fucked up. Spotify is being such a fuck twat lately. I hate you so much. There was a massive fire that literally lit up an entire mountainside across the street from that house I was just talking about, the matchstick house. Across the street from it. So like highway, 10 acres of field on this side, my parents' house in the middle of it, river. Other side of highway, mountain. Literally up to the edge of the highway, smoldering. Just coals. The entire mountain was coals. You could watch. It was so, I don't know how to explain it. If you've seen fire, if you worked for volunteer firefighter, or if you are a firefighter, you know what I'm talking about. But the way that the ground undulates with the hot, it's like the earth is breathing fire. It's so fucking scary to actually see the earth on fire. Not trees, not grass. The ground is on fire because it's just so fucking dry. And I had to cross a bridge to come home, to drive home, like home in the middle of nowhere. And there was all these cops all over the bridge, and they stopped me, and they're like, where are you going? And me in my Taco Time uniform, I'm like 17. I'm like, home? Do you have anywhere to go if you can't get home? Me, what the fuck? Fucking just fly past them, go home, and that's it. And there's all these I think they're called the DNR. They're volunteer, but not, they're just like summer firefighters. They're specific for the summertime. They're very skilled in how to control fire and whatnot. And they were just lined up on the road across the street from my parents' house. And they straight up looked at me and they go, this jumps the road, you're leaving. We're evacuating everyone. You have to go. Because you'd go up in 2 seconds. So we just sat on our side of the 2-lane freeway and just, or highway, middle of nowhere highway, Itchalium Highway, and just watched like, it's like waves of gold goes across the ground, but that's the ground on fire, but it's like hot coals. I don't know how to describe it. It's really bizarre, but that shit is fucking real. It's really scary to be like, oh, okay, so if this just decides to jump, if the wind kicks up anything, we just die or leave our house. Like, that's it. I don't think some people have ever like had to actually face that reality, so it doesn't click. I don't know. It's so stupid. Viata unveiled her finger today and shared it with me. As much as I want to share it on screen, I don't think I'm allowed to via Twitch. I can't show like wounds and shit. But we have an NSFW channel if you want to put it in there, Via, and then everybody can look at your finger. It's the NSFW channel in our Discord, so like it's already spoilered. You don't have to worry about it. But if anybody, like, if you want to post it in there, it's pretty fucking cool looking, my dudes. She literally, I said it to Molly, but it reminds me of like something that you wrap in banana leaves or something. Literally, they did this like Y incision across her finger. It's this knuckle. This is where she had a bone spur. This is why she had to get this done. Like this knuckle, excuse me, bone spur right there. It's like a Y. It looks like a pie. Like they did a little Y and then just went bloop bloop and like peeled her skin open. It's gnarly. I'm just glad it's better because I can't imagine. Like, have you ever had a scab on a knuckle or something and like your body almost starts healing around it and it just hurts and you kind of have to like pick the scab out? That's all that I can equate, and that fucking hurts. You hit that on a knuckle, you hit that on something, like bang it. Oh my god, it's so much pain because there's no meat on our fingers. It's super cool, right? That's what I was telling V this morning. Like, it's fingers and hands have always been fascinating to me. Like, the fact that people go to surgeon school just to do surgery on hands is fucking cool. Like, that's all they do is specialize in fingertips and hands and like feet bones and stuff. Fascinating. Why'd they write RR on your finger? So they do the right one. Literally, it's so not a joke. We write all over you straight up to make sure no one fucks up. Like if you get a leg amputated, we write all over it. This one. And it's not because accidents happen, but they have. Do you know what I'm saying? It's super rare, but we absolutely write on you all over the place to make sure like what to cut off. One of the coolest things I ever saw in knives was when I worked in surgery. Have you ever seen, like, how do I describe these? It was like a shoe organizer you would hang on the back of on the back of a door or something, and it just had like slots for your shoes, like plastic, see-through plastic little pockets all the way down it. Do you remember those? Okay. So in surgical ICUs, we have those all over the place. Every single IV pole has those hanging. And essentially what we do is we count everything we bring into the room, and then those bag organizer things are meant to count everything as we leave the room because of the sheer amount of times we've left things inside of the patient. And by we, I mean medical in a grander sense, obviously. But because of that, we genuinely have these things. So every single little tiny thing, like, for instance, if I open like a little iodine, like a little alcohol swab, that pack, pocket. That alcohol swab, different pocket. That's how fucking finite it is now. So every gauze you unwrap, we mark it on a sheet. You have now taken out a gauze. That wrapper gets a pocket. That gauze gets a pocket. And then at the end of the surgery, when they're closing the person up, we sit there and we start manically going through checklists. Like, okay, you opened 17 gauzes. I need to see 17 packets and 17 gauzes. Excellent. You opened da-da-da-da, just to make sure we didn't leave anything inside of somebody. And people still leave shit inside of people, which is crazy. I don't know how, because of the asinine shit we go through to make sure nothing gets left inside of you or something. It is fucking wild. Oh, Viata posted the pics in the Discord if anybody wants to see her finner. My father-in-law was born with 2 thumbs per hand. No shit. They cut off the wrong thumbs during surgery. Wait. How do you decide what's the wrong thumb? How do you decide? Because that's fucking what? Yep, every OP note I read starts with timeout to confirm correct patient and procedure. Literally, I mean, if you probably see this in your notes, Mike, but we have, every hospital calls it different, but we have a literal moment of silence before we do anything that is minutely invasive. So even an ABG, even an intubation, all of that, we get everything ready. We have the table, we have everything. And then the doctor goes, okay, is everyone ready? And everyone goes, yep. And we all cross our arms and we sit back like this. And the doctor goes, okay, we are here with Mrs. Green. We are going to perform an EBIS. We are going to take 17 samples from the left lower lobe. We are going to do this. Yes, respiratory therapist? Yes. Nurses? Yes. Surge tech? Yes. Okay. Everybody's on the same. All right, we're on board. And then we start. No matter what. Like, it's performative, but I think it's important. Like, except obviously if there's an emergency, we don't do this. Like, if someone's crashing, we don't all go, okay, so Mrs. Green has died and we are going to perform compressions at exactly 1 per second, as fast as we can, as deep as we can, into like, obviously we're not doing that, but like in any other instance, we take those pauses, and that's exactly what that's for. We do these pauses before we do anything, where everyone stands back. You are not multitasking. You're not nodding while you're doing something. Everybody stops and looks at whoever's in charge, whether it's a doctor, RT, nurse, whatever. And we go, all right, what are we doing? And everybody on board, everybody in the room who needs to be. If you don't need to be in the room, get the fuck out of the room. Excellent. And we move on and we do it. But that's very normal. Yeah. I never thought about it actually being in the notes, though. The wrong thumbs, right? I had to go into the second surgery because they left a sponge in my head. Of course you did. Hurts, you should be studied. What? Oh, shut the fuck up. They removed thumbs with bones and left him boneless thumbs. So what happened? I'm so sorry. I'm so curious now. What happened? They cut off his bone thumbs and left him jiggly but no bone thumbs. That is so much more fucked up than I ever thought that could be. Then what? More functional, right? Me too. Or I was thinking the placement of the thumb. Like, what if it was a baby thumb, like here? Like, obviously, you don't want this thumb. You'd want one that actually, like, does this with your hand. But a little jiggly bone-free thumb seems so fucked up. I miss Surge Tech, do you, dude? Surgery's fun. I don't know. I think I get bored in surgery. But the surgeries I was a part of were oftentimes like 10-hour events where it was literally me holding a leg in the air for 10 hours and pressing mute on the ventilator every time the patient coughed for 10 hours. Because every time you cough, it alarms. That's it. Silence it. I just silence that alarm so that the surgery, like, and if I move, like, those are just. Sometimes they're fun. Like, if you get a fun surgery team that jokes around and, like, you know, not about the patient, but, like, has a personality and talks. But most of the time, man, I was so fucking bored. I just want to walk. I want to move. I got to move. To soak up all the knowledge, clearly, you made someone smarter. Sponge left in your head, dude. What the fuck? The notes always said, count of all instruments correct. That is the most tedious bullshit, but oh my god, is it important? One of the weirdest ones we ever, like, because obviously it's a big deal for missing something. We did a C-section, and very rarely, but every once in a while, they want us to do an arterial blood gas on the umbilical cord. Not on mom, not on baby, on umbilical cord. So what we do is when the baby's born, we clamp the umbilical cord in the middle, take a chunk of it, cut it out, and then go do an ABG on it. And the umbilical cord is disgusting. It's one huge vein and one big old artery going around it, and you have to take some from either. But the cool thing about an umbilical cord is that you can, all the information you gather from that arterial blood gas is exactly what mom and baby were at the moment of birth. The moment that baby took its first breath and screamed out the pussy, that is the umbilical cord. So, like, if we have any suspicions about anything going wrong, we do an ABG on the umbilical cord. It's pretty rare, though. But one of the weirdest, like, I was there for the C-section. They do a sample, so they clamp the umbilical cord, set it aside for me to do an ABG after I take care of the baby, and the umbilical cord went missing. That's not, they're like this big around, and that, like, I get a chunk like this long, and it is the slimiest. Have you ever tried to hold a slug? It's like trying to hold a slug. Like, it just blip, 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 blip between your hands. It's the most disgusting, crazy thing. How the fuck they misplaced that? I have no idea. That is one of the most strange thing. I have no clue. Like, I think they must have found it because it couldn't have left the OR. But, like, I think what happened was it was a case of, like, okay, the baby is good. I have 5 minutes to go do this gas. Where's the umbilical cord? Everybody, I don't know, where is the umbilical cord? And that's when I go, okay, well, baby's more important than me staring at you being lost, so I'm just going to go back to baby, and that's all I did, and I have no idea what happened. I have no idea if they found it. Like, apparently that gas wasn't that pertinent, but the baby is always going to be, obviously, I think that goes without saying, the baby's always going to take priority, so that's where I'm going to chill. And I'm not going to sit there and stare at the nurse like, where's my umbilical cord, bitch? Like, what? No. Someone got hungry for sausage. Man, if I had to... have you seen, I don't want to ruin a food for y'all. Is anyone, like, hella food sensitive? Gun, thank you so much for those biddies, you generous fuck. Please go forth and be consensual in all the ways, and thank you. No food? Okay, I'm trying to think of what they're called. They're a rice cake. But, I think is it Korean? They do them a lot. They're like these long cylindrical rice cakes, but you can get them in long ass noodles too. So literally you can get one that's like this long and they just coil it up on a plate and you like chew your way through it. Those like long ass rice cakes, the texture, feel, and weirdness of those, that's what umbilical cord feels like. If I had to compare it to a food, it's so slimy and so wild. Umbilical cords are fucking crazy, dude. That is like something out of an alien. I mean, we're kind of aliens, though. Let's be real. Why an ABG? Why an ABG? Like on the blood gas? On the baby? On the people? What? Why an ABG? I don't, because they like them. Because ABGs are cool. It's in tteokbokki. Tteokbokki, is that how you say it? Those, yes, those long cylindrical, like, rice cakes. A cake implies like a circle. They're long tube, though, but not hollow. I don't know how to describe them. I'm real bad at this. If I could just project the image to you, you'd know what I was talking about. I'd rather hold an umbilical cord than a placenta. 100%. I mean, It's not necessarily the grossest thing in the world, but holding a placenta is like trying to hold a jellyfish. Like, you can't just sit and hold it. It kind of starts to like do that and shit, and you're like, oh fuck. And it kind of just like, it's like this amorphous organ thing. They're pretty gnarly. They're pretty fucking gnarly. Last thing I remember before surgery is making the surgical team crack up at me, exclaiming, all these people in here, it's just my fingertip, right? Of course you would make them laugh. That makes sense. I made someone smarter. I don't know about that. I hate my brain that I thought someone would probably pocket the cord to make alternative medicine or no, 100%. There is so many checks in the baby world because of that weird shit. We've had people try to take the baby warmer home with the baby in it. We've had people try to steal their placenta. Like, you don't have to steal it. We'll just give it to you. But they don't know that, so they try to steal it. So they're like, literally, like, imagine trying to put a 10-pound, like a 7-pound jellyfish in your pocket. What are you doing? Baby, oh my God, cuteness. I ever tell you about the family who gifted me my own ventilator back after I healed their patient? Dude, it's crazy. I only worked in the industry for like 13 years or whatever. I haven't worked in it for 5-6 years now, and I could go on and on and on. It is crazy what I experienced in that short amount of time. Oh yeah, I had a family. It was fucking crazy. It's sad, but there's people who like become such crazy alcoholics at such a young age that their body basically thrives on alcohol by the time they're 20 years old. And without it, they would die. And so we had this, we call a frequent flyer, someone who is constantly coming through the OR or the ER with liver failure and pancreatic failure. And they're only 20 years old, like not even legally able to consume booze yet, and consume so much booze that this is the point their body's at. And so that we got to know their family very well. Like, obviously, we're seeing their family a lot, and it is heart-wrenching what's going down. Like, this is just one of the most horrible things. Such a young person, such a young life, like, just terrible. And, but we would always get this patient back. I don't know how to put that. Like, they'd go into an alcoholic coma. Literally, I had a surgeon look at me and say, like, have you ever seen a body, like, just fully function without a pancreas? And I was like, no. And they're like, yes, you have. And pointed at this patient. Fucking wild. Such an anomaly. But one of the final times I saw this patient was a hardcore stay. Like, we didn't think we were going to get him out of the alcoholic coma again. They were on the ventilator for quite some time. And when we finally got him out, I extubated the patient and everything. And this is what I do. I get the order from the doctor to do some tests to see if I can extubate you. I do those tests. And then if those come out positive, the doctor and I, or the surgeon or whoever the fuck is in charge, we talk, we discuss, I decide to extubate you. I come and extubate you. Pull those tubes and everything out of your mouth. You are my priority. So I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to make sure you're okay. I'm going to put a nasal cannula on. And once you're fine, then I'm going to clean up my vent and sanitize it and whatever, put it through its cleaning mode. So I'm doing all this and I'm taking care of my patient. And this patient was like this tiny, tiny little woman. Like, my God, I still don't understand how much alcohol this person could imbibe to kill their body so fast. Such a small person, but I'm making sure they're okay, talking to them like, is your voice okay? Putting the nasal cannula on. And I turn to go check my ventilator and it's fucking gone. A ventilator. My dudes. That's like an 80-pound iPad on wheels. I don't know how much they actually weigh. They are fucking heavy, big machines, literally in charge of keeping you breathing, right? I'm sure all of us have seen some sort of a ventilator in a movie or something. It's that screen on a big box. Tubes are coming out of it. It's just gone. And I'm like, in the moment, I'm like, oh, maybe, like, this happens, so it's not, like, a total bad assumption, but I was like, oh, maybe one of the other RTs flew in, said, hey, do you want me to take this for you? And in a moment of me helping the patient was probably like, yeah, clean my vent for me, and maybe I blacked out. Like, did I just not cognizantly remember this happening? Like, whatever. But patient always comes first, patient always comes first, so I, like, clean up the patient, whatever. And then I go on the hunt for my ventilator, and I'm like, what the fuck? We know all of our ventilators have names. They're very expensive. Like, obviously, we know where each one is. We have trackers on them. Nowadays, we have air tags on them, so I can actually tell if they leave the hospital. But before, when I first started working in hospitals doing my clinicals, we didn't have air tags on them. So if you left the hospital, I no longer knew where this was. But if you were on hospital grounds, we had some sort of tracking system. So literally, I could go into the computer, and it would be like, oh, this ventilator's on the 5th floor around here, and then I could go look for it. And go get a ventilator if I need one in emergency or something like that. And it was like, I want to say, it was at least a week later, because this was like at the end of my shift string. So I got a bunch of days off and then came back. And I fuck you not, my boss is like, Katie, you really impressed that family. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, you know, the family of so-and-so. Of course, we all know this patient because they're in there constantly. And I was like, oh, yeah. And they're like, the family was just so impressed with you. They really wanted to give you a gift. And I'm like, I don't need a gift. Like, this is just my job. Like, my God, please, this is not what we do this for. Da 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 da. And my boss is just like flat affect looking at me like she knows something, obviously. And I'm just sitting there like, what the? We don't get gifts. People don't even fucking acknowledge ICU staff. Like, everybody says thank you on the floor when you're getting out. But ICU staff, we are literally your worst nightmare, I think. People just don't want to look us in the eye. I don't know what the fuck it is. So it's really weird for someone to even remember me or talk to me, let alone like be thankful. And so I'm thinking like, oh God, am I in trouble? Like, what was I gifted? And my boss gets up and opens her door and wheels in the fucking ventilator. And she's like, they gifted you a ventilator. And it was the ventilator. They had somehow got it off campus, kept it for a week, and then brought it back. Literally so confidently, just wheeled it right up into the hospital, up into the ICU. And they were like, as a thank you for saving our blah, 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 we'd like to give you this. It had literally like Skagit Valley Hospital across the front of it. Skagit Valley Hospital, Skagit Valley Hospital, Skagit Valley Hospital scan, everything. All the tubes were gone. It was clean. Like, it hadn't been put through a cleaning cycle, but it was like clean. But it was definitely the vent. I have no idea to this day. How the fuck? How? No idea. I guess confidence is everything. If the front desk just sees someone very confidently wheeling a ventilator out the front door, maybe they're just like, okay, you are wheeling that ventilator out the door, I guess. Sure. How'd they figure it was theirs? I don't know. People try to steal shit all the time. Honestly, people try to steal shit from the hospital all the fucking time for resale value. They think they can make big money. And, like, bless their hearts, I'm pretty positive they thought they could make money, and when they realized you can't sell a ventilator, then they didn't. Ventilators are coded to the hospital that I don't know how to put that. The hospital that buys them. So, like I said, they're like a giant 80-pound iPad on wheels. Any ventilator nowadays that's been made... Any ventilator that's come out past the year 2000, I think, basically it is actually coded to hook into your PC. So as I'm charting your numbers, I can literally press a button and it just reads everything off of the ventilator and auto inputs it into my charting system. So if you try to plug that ventilator into another hospital or something, if there's a hospital out there that wants to illegally buy a ventilator, I don't fucking know. It wouldn't work. I don't know a word for that, IT people. What's a word for that where it's like, my ventilator's from my hospital, it won't work in another hospital unless someone can unlock it somehow inside, deep within. Whatever that is. You can't do that with a ventilator. Like, you can't just take a ventilator to another hospital. This is a big reason why we were getting in a lot of trouble during COVID. If you guys remember hospitals being in ventilator shortages, it was a huge problem because all of a sudden it was like one hospital would have a major vent shortage and we'd have a couple extra, but we couldn't give you our vents because they wouldn't fucking work in your hospital if you didn't have Epic. Kaiser vents won't work with Epic. Epic vents won't work with Kaiser. It's like, it was so bad. Because I had vents for you that you couldn't use. They were dead. Like, you'd have to give me your patient. So then we had to start shipping patients to hospitals because it was like, oh, you're out of vents, but you have patients that need vents. Ship them to our hospital. We've got vents. So really think about that. The safest option, ship the vents, right? It's never the safest option to be shipping a human, but we couldn't. It was very alarming. Good morning and shit. Morning, Gas. How are you? Maybe they hauled out with rope through a window. Dude, I don't even know. The windows don't open in hospitals anymore. Maybe. You need the software that goes with it, but you need all of the accoutrement. It's very, like every single thing in the hospital, I have to scan into the computer these days. Everything. An ABG kit, the tubing for the ventilator, a nasal cannula, literally everything. The package that it's in has a barcode, and I scan it into the PC, and it charts, like, you got a nasal cannula, you got this tube, you got whatever. And it's very specific to my hospital, because literally every hospital has their own medical IT team, and they write our code for us. So every hospital is excessively, highly personalized to what their hospital needs. So, like, for instance, if I was charting on a servo ventilator and I was charting and my charting just didn't have the servo slots, it had all the HP slots or it had all the GE slots or whatever, I could literally call the IT and be like, hey, can you put in the cells for the servo? And they'd be like, yeah, give me a few minutes. And they literally go write the code to put in cells so I can now chart my servo. But it's so specific to my hospital, my servo. There's servo I's, there's servo U's, there's another servo. Servo's a brand of ventilator, by the way. There's a million servos out there at this moment. So it's highly specified to whatever hospital you are in. So trading them back and forth it's not super viable. It can be very difficult. We ended up trading a lot of really, really, really old ventilators. It's like jailbreaking, literally. That's similar. Yeah, Vis, it's very similar. Illyria, thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the class alive, and giving an AS 68 months. I fucking appreciate you. Please go forth and be consensual in all the ways. Because nothing in this world is sexy and pure sober consent. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I'm so tired of sneezing. Yes! 100%. Oh, I still worked PRN. I'm actually still PRN, believe it or not. I'm PRN at Hopkins. I stay PRN forever. My mom was still working in the hospitals during the entirety of COVID, though, and all of my friends. And it was fucking terrible. It's like an IP lock or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Literally, I stopped working at Hopkins, like, my dudes, was it maybe 5 months before COVID? I've been called, I get literal job offers every single day. Every day. It is nonstop. They never stop. No, I get it literally. I could open, I bet I have one missed call and at least one missed text right now. There it is. Literally every day. Hi, Katie. I just called. I'd love to chat more with you about travel respiratory therapy contracts I'm seeing in the market right now. Are you available to reschedule at all? It's every day. And literally, it's like $10,000 signing bonuses and shit. I'm just like, is that what I want to do with my life? It's like poor and happy or like financially stable and kind of want to die all the time. I don't know. It's a really complicated place to be. So I'm going to smoke pot about it. I'm sweating, but I don't know if it's because I'm sick or the weather. I'm so tired. My bank says yes, my soul screams no. Literally that. And I have to constantly remind myself and put myself back, Kozu. Literally, I have to do this constantly. I put myself back in when I used to work at the hospital. And like, sure, I might make some more money. I have no mental capacity to do anything fun with said money. Like, all I want to do is sleep and die. It's so depressing. Whereas like now I'm like relatively emotionally stable and like doing okay, but like don't have any money to do anything cool. I think this is just life, though. It's like stay emotionally stable and poor, or like work yourself to death and have money, but no time to do anything with said money and just like die with money. Living is miserable. Cheers. Honestly, I have no idea, Viata, but most of the sign-on bonuses, like, I've genuinely thought of it just to give myself like a nest egg or something. Because like, I'm not destitute, but pretty much anything I put away in savings gets taken by taxes every year and pulls me back down to zero. Like, I haven't been able to save $1 in fucking forever, but I couldn't when I worked as an RT either. But most travel jobs are in terrible places. Like, they want to move me to like fucking Alabama. I don't want to do that. Like, it's very rare that they're like, here's a $10,000 sign-on bonus and $2,000 a week to live in New York City. You know, it's usually like, you want to live in Mobile or Texas. Oh, dude, Texas. You know what's crazy? I don't get any from Texas because Texas is literally one of the notoriously worst paying states. They don't do any. Like, if they did a sign-on bonus, man, It's not all about money, but when I worked in Seattle, I made like $40 an hour. But Baltimore, $25 an hour, maybe, because Hopkins has they have no union and they don't give a fuck. Texas, $18 an hour, doing the same thing. That's the average income for an RT with 5 years of education and a medical license. $18 an hour. That's what they make in Texas. Granted, the cost of living is lower.
Now,
I almost got it.
I'm going to fuck you with
Here's a $5 bonus. Thanks! Are we family now? It's disgusting. Texas pays horrifically. Horrifically. Oh, yeah, it's horrid. Dude, they're literally... And it's not... The cost of living isn't that much lower there, which blows me away. That's what baffles me, is that they're getting away with that, and it's not that much lower. It's lower, but it's not that much lower. Like, that's crazy. Thank you for that resub, Dunpeel, by the way. I appreciate you. I thankfully took a week off next week. I chose wisely. They're updating Epic to a new version while I'm out. Oh, God, that was very wise of you. Run. 25 years ago, I left a job that paid to take a job that paid 60% less because I was so miserable. 25 years later, I'm with that same company. I make way more than I did, and I'm happy. Sometimes great paying jobs are only that, 100%. It'd be like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to be able to pay my bills on time and do fun shit. But, like... When I was able to pay my bills on time and do fun shit, I had to, like, regularly see people and children die. Like, that was normal, like, once a week to just see a kid die. Versus, like, now, like, I'm broke as fuck. But, like, I don't have to watch people die. What a weird dichotomy. I'm tired of getting up in the morning. Right? I don't know. What do you do? When I was in Vermont, I met a traveling nurse from Georgia who'd gotten a contract in Vermont. He was quite happy. Traveling is a great job, honestly. A travel job, because you're there for 6 weeks. You know you're not going to be there any longer than 6 weeks. Like, and this is so insane. This sounds so mean, but like I would thrive as a traveling RT simply because I don't have to make friends. I don't have to invest emotionally in any of this. I'm just here to get paid and leave. Versus if I'm long-term in a hospital, I'm like, all right, I'm setting up here. Just got to set up shop. I got to get all these doctors to trust me. I got to get all these nurses. I got to read all the people I work with and figure out who they are and what kind of job they're going to do so I can make up the difference here. And like, how are they going to react to me? And like, it's exhausting versus like 6 weeks, dude, I'm out. Nobody cares. It's so nice. Like, it's so impersonal and terrible, but I feel like I would thrive in it. Cause like, man, maintaining relationships is so fucking exhausting. People are not consistent. I get Wisconsin and Virginia. I get a lot of Virginia. I don't get a lot of Wisconsin. I get Iowa, Virginia. I got a Baltimore. I actually got offered a per diem at Hopkins recently, Baltimore. That Hopkins is always, but I would never. Hopkins was an amazing experience, and I'm glad I have them on my resume. I don't think I'd go back because it's the worst paying job I've ever had. Like, man, do they abuse you in terms of just, like, not making anything. Like, anything at all. Because they can. It just feels gross. Like, it's very prestigious. And, like, the only reason to this day I think I get all these job offers is because I worked at Hopkins. Like, that's on my resume forever, so therefore, they want me. That was nice, but other than, like, you bust your fucking ass for nothing. Nothing. The work-life balance isn't a fucking balance, but I don't cry every day. I still cry a lot, but it's just about being poor, not necessarily because I saw dead people. Get an offer from my area and you can come live with me until you're satisfied the bonus. Dude, I totally would. I just need a tent. I could literally sleep in my Jeep on your property. I'm a very low-maintenance person. But if I decide that's another thing. I'd have to stop smoking pot for probably like 3 months to clean my system out. And it's so fucked because it's literally just cleaning my system out for one pee test and then I'll never get pee test again. That's what pisses me off. Like that one P test just to get the job. And then I will never get P tested again. Like you guys know, I know, you know, because I've told you, my dealer was a heart surgeon at Hopkins. Like everybody's smoking pot all the time. Not at work because we're not idiots, but everybody's smoking pot. You got to stop. And because of federal laws, they have to do the fucking drug test to give you the job. So you have to like get yourself all clean and weird and neurotic. So like you don't want me to work there when I'm unpotted. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you interviewed me potted. That's what you want. So I don't understand why, but that I would have to do that. And the idea of that is just fuck, dude. Sober in 2025? Who's doing that? I feel like being an RT, we're kind of on the outside of all the click stuff, so I never really got into it, but I'm sure there's lots. Man was like fucking 8 or something, built like a brick shit house. Oh my god. I'd be a bold person to argue with that nurse. When he left the dog park, he picked up his husky that didn't want to leave and just tucked him under his arm. That's you met a monster. But like in a good way. Everyone thinks you make bank if you work at Hopkins, which is hilarious because Hopkins is so stingy about their money. They actually have their own bank. The Bank of Johns Hopkins. So like Hopkins is a city. I swear to God, they're their own fucking institution, which is why they have no unions. They will never have any unions. They can pay like shit. Like literally ask anyone that's worked there. Neuro will tell you. Neuro, my friend, Dr. Neuro, it's the worst paying hospital he has ever worked at. It's horrid. They don't pay worth shit because they put their name on your resume. That's all they care. That's what they think they're giving you, which they did. Like I've been out of the game 5 or 6 years and I could probably get a job right now as an RT. Like it is nice to have that on your belt, but it's horrible. Like you just can't afford anything. And the crazy thing is that people look at Baltimore and they're like, well, Baltimore, like, do you really need to make money to live in Baltimore? None of us are living in Baltimore, you fucking idiot. We're living in the outskirts of Baltimore because Baltimore is not safe to live in and there's nowhere to live because there's no fucking housing. It's literally a food desert. There's no grocery stores other than one Whole Foods in Baltimore. Okay, sure. That makes sense. Everybody lives in the outskirts, which are fuckballs expensive because that's also where everybody who works in DC works or lives because they don't want to pay the taxes of DC. They want to be a citizen, they want to vote, but they also want to live in DC. It is so fucking fucked, but I wouldn't go there. It's so like what I was saying is Johns Hopkins, like not only do they pay you like shit, you can literally just allow them to keep your money. Your money will never leave. Your money never leaves Hopkins. It just sits in their bank. It's crazy. It sits in their bank. You buy their food when you're at work. It's so weird. It's so weird. So weird. I remember when I first started working on a hospital, I thought I'd have the best healthcare. Hilarious, isn't it? Thought I wouldn't have to pay for healthcare. Ha 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 ha. Then again, I also thought nurses and everyone was hooking up in closets, a la ER in house. Yeah. That's probably the most unrealistic part of all of those shows is like the sheer amount that people are hooking up in the hospital. Do you know what kind of weird diseases would probably be bred out of that behavior? Hospitals are fucking filth, man. As much as we try to keep them clean, they are filth beyond filth. The last place in the world I think I'd want to take out my mucous membranes is a hospital. And just like a mess, like, how many times are we going to introduce that hospital air into my pussy? You know what I'm saying? I'm out on that one. Weed is good medicine. I might do sober in 2055. Same. Yeah. And you know what's killer is that, like, I could have a nightly bottle of wine and still go get this job, but a nightly toke off of my bong and I couldn't get a job. Isn't that weird? It's really weird to me. I remember when I first started working at a hospital. Yeah, it's so fucked up. It's a company town. It is. There's even an underground railroad. That sounds so fucked up, but that's literally what it is. It's an underground railroad track system under the hospital of Johns Hopkins that goes all over the city so that we don't have to transport things on roads. I don't know how to put that. Like, I think I told you guys about this. I know I took videos of it on my Snapchat way back in the day when I worked there. But when you take the elevators all the way down to the basement, it's dirt floors and railroad tracks. And it's robotic carts of laundry and hazmat materials and whatnot, body parts, just slowly moving independent of anyone around on these tracks. And we would go down there to get to the garage, to get to our cars. It is fucking disturbing. It's so creepy down there. It's like raw walls and dirt floors and shit, and just like one track in the middle, and just this cart will be silently like by you, just automatic, just like full of towels or something, and it's going to somewhere in the city where laundry is going to be done, or it's food that's going to our sister hospital where we treat Bayview, where we treat burn unit. It's the burn units where we treat burns and shit like that. Like maybe we're sending food from the kitchen there. It's so weird, but it's genuinely like a city unto itself, which is why they can get away with things like paying you nothing. Wait, they don't just spend their time banging each other? That's so disappointing. I mean, some might. No one I knew. Like, I know a lot of people that get together at the hospital. Like, literally, 2 RTs that I used to work with are now married and have a kid. Like, I watched their relationship blossom. I watched that dude, like, fuck a bunch of weird girls, and then this girl got hired, and then they got together, and now they're together, and now they have a baby, and they're married. It's so weird. To, like, I watched this whole thing just go, it's so weird. I've seen that a lot, where people, like, find someone at the hospital, but those two will self-profess they've never fucked on hospital grounds. Gross. Like, get in your car, have a car fuck if you must. That's not the place to take out the membranes. It is so dirty. I just want to breathe. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze again. I wouldn't fuck in the parking garage in the hospital, right? Dude, the amount of bloody rags I've seen in the parking garage, I'm just like, why is that out here and what happened? Why is there bundled up rags in the corner? I don't understand. I don't care, Crispy. It sounds like how Mayo works in Rochester. That place basically employs that entire town. 100%. Absolutely. It's so rare to meet someone who doesn't work for Hopkins or a Hopkins subsidiary in the city, because that's pretty much it. Like, it's the hospital, it's the college. That's it. So it could mean a multitude of things when someone says they work for the hospital or they work for Hopkins. Like, a lot of the times I'll say that and I'll get in a full conversation with someone for an hour, and then suddenly it clicks with them like, oh, you don't work for the school. You're not at the university. And I'm like, oh, absolutely not. I am not at the university. Like, but they're connected. And then there's the dorms and shit. And then I've known other hospitals that do this, but I know what Hopkins has been doing for the past like 15 years or whatever is they buy up giant plots of land in the city. They bulldoze all that housing and they build up a bunch of like condos, and they sell them for massively cheap discounts to employees of the hospital. So like when I got a job there, they were like, we'll give you a condo in the city if you'll come. I don't know how to say this. If you'll come live in this condo, we'll pay the down payment on it for you. Like, they would have paid $20,000 on a condo for me if I'll come live in the city, because then you are just easily accessible all the time. If you are 2 blocks from the hospital, you are always able to be called into work. You are there. Like, they know you're there. They know where you are. But it's kind of like building a city of Hopkins on Murder Hill in Baltimore. Okay, I just realized I still have fucking sunglasses on. Was there a plan for today's stream? On the weekends, we do Borderlands sometimes. I'm so tired and sick, I don't give a fuck. I'm just here to be conscious with you guys. That's it. Gotta pay for that dirt railroad. That's where the morgue is too, and the pathology lab. Like, the pathology lab is crazy, man. I'd be in like an EBIS or something like that, where we're actively taking tissue samples from an alive human, and because live tissue samples have to be like looked at live, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a tissue person. I'm not a fucking pathologist. There's usually a couple people in the room that are helping with taking the samples, and one person will be the sample runner. I love doing that job because basically someone is laying the samples onto slides, and then they'll be like, done, and I grab that slide, and my only job is to run it and get it to pathology as fast as fucking possible. So I get to play the game of like, ooh, is there going to be an elevator? Do I take the stairs? Is there going to be an elevator? Because our elevators are fast, so they're actually worth it if you can catch one. And then you run the stairs and you get it down there, but it's literally that basement that's dirt floors. It's so weird. I wish I was exaggerating. I'm not. It is not finished floors down there. And then, but the walls are like, it's like out of a movie. It's like there's a steel fire safe door, like a door, but in a cave wall. And then you like open it and you go inside and it's a full on fucking pathology lab. But I think they put them in the basement because they need to be in cold storage. They need to be close to cold storage, and that's where the morgue is. Cold underground, I think. But running it down there, and I just remember like busting in and being like, slide, and that person knows you're on your way. So there's usually like some pathology person waiting for that slide immediately. And on the ground, there's this girl who looks like a young woman with goggles on, and her hair's in a ponytail, and she's got a fucking sledgehammer, and there's like, it looks like a socket bone that would be like in your hip or your knee, like a big ball socket, and she's just fucking housing this shit with a sledgehammer, going to town on it, and she's so tiny, I swear to God, she weighs less than the sledgehammer, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, as she's pounding away at it, and the person that takes the slide's like, sometimes the samples suck. And that's it, and close the door. Pathology's wild. They're a different brand of human down there. Wild. I don't even know what the fuck they were getting out of smashing a bone to mush, I guess. Ford's Village mentality, very much. It's very much like a monopolization of your life. I think it's very creepy. My town is like that. Either you work for the hospital, or the university, the hospital, or the insurance company that feeds the hospital. That's Baltimore. And I think companies like that love to sweep in on kind of disenfranchised cities like Baltimore, because they're not only do they kind of have free reign to do whatever they want, but they're almost seen as kind of a white knight or a savior situation. A little bit. Like, oh, but we're the only source of jobs. And it's like, whose fucking fault is that, though? I did not mean to leave these on, but it is so bright outside. It's like, it's weird. It's just different sunlight here. And I think it's just because it's Denver. But like, if I have the back door open and I walk past it and look outside, it burns a dot in my vision. It's so, like, do you see what I'm saying? It is so fucking bright outside. I have pansy ass eyes. I know I do. I got sensitive eyes. But wow. It actually, like, did that to where when I walked down the hall, I kind of had to, like, close my eyes and, like, blink it away from it. I was like, what the fuck? It's so strong. It's so strong outside. The sun is so strong. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's like a flash burn. Like from a... No, I'm totally down to play Tiny Tina's. No, I'm totally... When I'm late, I don't like to expect you guys to wait around for me or anything like that. And I was late an hour today, so I felt bad. Sunlight, what's that? I didn't think streamers and computer people knew what sun is. Man, I'm one of those freaks who, like... I manage to play video games all the time, and I'm a shut-in, but also I go outside like 4 hours a day and hang out in my garden and stroke my squashes. I have... Oh my God. Do you guys want to see what I did last night? You slept in? Fuck yes. At least we got sleep. That's something. So last night, because horrible hell of 4th of July, fireworks never stopped, bombs nonstop, just constantly everywhere. The whole house was just on fucking edge. Like, man, everyone, like, I could just feel it. Like, we were all on the edge of snapping each other's fucking necks and punching each other in our neck bones. Like, we were not okay. So I went outside and, like, gardened for a while, but closed the door. I didn't, because it was just, the fireworks literally started at 10 a.m. yesterday. It was so stupid, because what are you seeing in the daylight? I don't fucking know. It seems like a waste of money. But it was freaking the dogs out. So I went outside and played in the garden for a bit and picked a bunch of stuff and came in and decided that what I was going to do with my evening while we watched movies was pickle. So I picked all the red onions that I had that were ready, and I picked a bunch of green onions and squash, and I pickled it, and radishes, and I pickled and canned all of it last night, and they're kind of pretty, but I fucking succeeded. Like, I was so proud of myself. If you've ever canned before, you know what I mean, and the cans popped. Like, but the nerve-wracking part of canning is like, will my cans pop? Fuck, did I do it right? And everything's weird because I live in Colorado. Of course it is. Our elevation. I don't quite understand it because I'm not that level of smart. I'm not that flavor of smart, let's put it that way. But something about the elevation means I have to cook things for longer and oftentimes at a higher temperature. I think it's lack of oxygen. It's not a major lack, but just enough. Like, for instance, canning at sea level, 10 minutes. Canning at me level, 20. Minimum. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. Like, you're going to die. You're going to get botulism. What up, Zoe? How are you, love? Vissy, literally, I skeeted a picture of it yesterday during stream, like 10:30 yesterday morning, during fucking Faded Friday. Of course, I go take the dogs out and whatever. My road lined with ambulances and fire trucks. Already 10:30. I skeeted it, and I was like, it's 10:30 a.m. and y'all are already fucking blowing your fingers off. Are you kidding? And it just didn't stop. It didn't stop until 4 a.m. Non-stop. And I just, what the fuck are you doing? During the day, it's literally just loud noises. You'd be better off just running up and down the streets going, loud noises! Like, that's way more fun than what then poof. I don't understand. It's just so much. It's pressure. Thank you. I didn't know. My chat just did the double thing. Hold on. I need to learn to garden. Dude, it's shockingly not difficult. I don't know. Once it, like, establishes itself, it's just kind of taken off now, and I have such a fucking excess of zucchini. There's so much in my garden right now, I don't know what to do. Scott, we have contacted Scott, and we're going to try to do a veggie trade, because I grew a bunch of shit that he didn't grow, and him and Bree are growing a bunch of shit that I didn't grow, so I'm hoping we can get across, because, oh my god, there's so much zucchini in my yard right now. I didn't grow eggplant, I know. Not even for the meme. I don't like eggplant, it's squishy. But I got a lot of zucchini and squash that look like big old dicks. Bigger than anything I would ever put inside myself. Cheers. I do not know Harrow County, but I'm excited. I should be able to get it on Monday. I'm hoping it's not closed because of the holiday. Dude, Kozu, that's such a good way of putting it. Things want to live. You just have to, like, I mean, seriously, this is the weird thing to me. And what's weird to me is not that I did it, it's the, let me explain it, because I know you know what I mean. So, it's like, my mom gardened my whole childhood, but did not, like, really invite us to garden with her, so I was just kind of on the outside of it. Like, oh, my mom's garden's amazing, like, it's really cool to see what she gardens, but kind of still on the outside of it, like, no touchy. And so I still kind of had to self-teach when it came to that stuff. And what the crazy thing is that I find it crazy. That's what I'm trying to explain. What I did this year was everything that I grew in my yard was from seeds of stuff I ate. So I didn't buy any seeds. I bought like one thing that's a seed. What did I buy? Something in my yard is a seed. I'm going to go through stuff and it'll click with me which one. But the rest of it was all from food. So literally, like, I followed some Instagram account that super inspired me that was like, you can just take seeds out of the tomato and grow the fucking tomato, right? And I was like, what? And that's what blows my mind. Why does that blow my mind? And then, so what I did is I planted I planted the yellow squash and zucchini and cantaloupe and acorn squash and tomatoes of all different kinds and bell peppers and onions and garlic and basil, peas, lima beans. I think I bought the pea seeds. Sweet peas. I think those were the only ones I bought because I didn't eat any peas or whatever. No, because you buy peas and they're like not, whatever. Anyways, I think that was the one I bought. But the rest of it, all just out of food that I ate and out of compost and shit like that. And then it started to just fucking grow. And now it's all producing vegetables. Like out of one zucchini seed that I ate the zucchini and took that seed and just like let it dry out and then stuck it in the dirt, I now have 15 zucchinis. The fact that that blows my mind blows my mind. Where did the break happen? Where did that break happen where it was like, you have to go to the store and spend money on seeds? Like, that's how you garden, right? Mm-mm. What? What happened? That's what blows my mind. Like, how come that's blowing my mind is that I'm just like, I'm proliferating food in my yard right now from shit that I ate. Like, I spent like 49 cents on a cucumber and I've got 3 cucumber plants that, as far as I can count, have 17 baby cucumbers on them right now. And I think like the grocery, I don't know, put it in better words for me, smart people. I'm a little high and sick. But like, the grocery store system kind of like broke our brains into thinking like there's no way, it's super hard to grow your own food, and it is so dumb easy you can do it on accident. I have an acorn squash growing right now out of my compost pile because of an acorn squash that Scott gave me last year. So Scott grew a squash, he gave it to us, we ate it. I threw the seeds in my compost, and now I've got easily a 12-foot plant growing that's got so many fucking blossoms on it I couldn't count them. That blows my mind. Why does that blow my mind? It's super not hard to grow food. Like most of the, like, people warned me, but like zucchini and squash and stuff like that, it's basically a weed. It wants to grow real bad. Things like beans and stuff like that, you know what I did? I went to the store and I bought a bag of dried lima beans, like to eat, and literally ripped the bag open and just did this thing in my yard, and now I've got lima beans growing all over my yard. I did that for the health of my dirt because beans apparently are really good at replenishing the nitrogen in your dirt. So I'm not here to farm beans by any means. Like, I just did this for my yard to keep it, I don't want to leach what little nutrients are out of it and not replace them. And that's apparently what bean plants do, is they replace those nutrients actively. But like, they just grew on their own. I did nothing. I've just got bean plants now. Like, shit wants to grow. I think we've been brainwashed into thinking like, it's the only way to garden is to be Martha Stewart. But like this, I'll take pictures. Like my peas that I planted, they're growing up dried branches that I pruned off of that evil tree that bloomed out of the bottom of my shed last year. I kept all these branches and dried them, and I made little fence posts out of them and tied them together with hay bale twine from the hay bales that I got to grow grass in my yard this year. Like, I've spent so little money, I'm just reusing shit out of my yard. I've spent so little money, and I'm just like fucking reaping rewards out of it. And it's weird that it blows my mind that that's what's happening. Cause like, if I went to the store and bought the amount of zucchini that's in my garden right now, it'd probably be $20 at least for zucchinis. No, it'd be more than that. It'd be so much, probably like $40. And I ate a zucchini and now have that. But like, I'll have $40 again tomorrow of zucchini. That's the problem, is I have so much fucking zucchini that I'm thinking about putting a table out front of my house and just being like, free veggies, please take them. Cause there's just so many. Dude. Literally, it's so weird how much they love the grass clippings. Same. Grass clippings are the best. I know. Puppers wanted loves, apparently. I think it's because we have shit soil. I have shit soil too. Like, seriously, Vis, half of the plants that I love, I went and, oh my god, my nasturtiums, that was definitely seeds I bought, because I did not buy a nasturtium to eat it and plant them. Not my nasturtiums, which are being decimated by grasshoppers, but honestly, they're like bait for the grasshoppers, and the grasshoppers are leaving everything else alone, so I'm kind of okay with it. But the nasturtiums, literally, if you read the instructions, the nasturtiums thrive in desiccated, well-drained, shitty soil that, like, they kind of want to be cooked by the sun. They kind of don't want a lot of care. Like, half of the shit we loves our shitty dirt. I have that same clay shit dirt, plus broken glass, and, like, maybe body parts. I don't know what the fuck people buried out in my yard, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's a psychosis. We're all led to believe, like, we have to have this rich black soil that we buy in bags from Home Depot in order to grow anything, and you don't. I'm growing shit in the shit. I even experimented, like, I'm not even kidding you, Vis. So, like, in my lower part of my yard where I rototilled, that's where I've been mulching constantly. Like, I've been mulching it. So that's good dirt. Like, I've really worked on that. And then I mulched in some bags of, like, gardening soil and whatnot into that part of my garden. and planted a bunch of seeds down there, and I had extra seeds, so I went to the like up closer to my house, like where I didn't rototill, and it's just the hard fucking clay that's just untouched. And I fucking hand dug some holes, threw some seeds in, and I was like, you know what? If they live, they live. If they don't, they don't. I just want to see. They are thriving just as well, if not better, than the plants that are down in the good soil. And I'm talking, this is like the squash and cantaloupe. I don't think they care as much as we think they care. I think we've been brainwashed. I do love to gently caress melons. I caress. I pet my zucchinis. Is it weird? Do you think that's a dick thing? I literally, when Rod came over the other day to go thrifting, I took him down to my garden and I was just showing him, and I was like, "Do you want to see a really cock-like zucchini I'm growing right now?" And he was like, "Yeah, I do." And it's like a zucchini that like grew up and then went over its own stem and is going down now. And I'm just like, I've been watching it because I'm like, I don't know if it's ready, like if it's full grown or not, but it just keeps going. And it's just this perfect U shape of a, and it's like kind of like skinny and then gets bigger at the end, like a nice bulb. it's, it's clearly my favorite zucchini right now. It's not heavy petting. They're covered in spikes. That's another thing you learn. Like, I don't know, produce is so, even though we think it's not, what's the word? Processed, it's still kind of processed. Like zucchinis and stuff like that, they're actually covered in this really spiky fur that gives you splinters. They're everywhere. They're on the stem, the leaves, and the plant. So there's some sort of processing going to us when we get them in the store. They're just like smooth, fuckable, cylindrical dick things. Like apples. Apples, before they get to the store, they're like steam cleaned or something, so the natural wax on them melts off, so they have to re-wax the apples. It's really interesting. Like, not like, everything's fucking processed. It's so different when you actually get it out of your garden. You're like, I know this is the I fucking bought the zucchini at the store. I know what it looked like. I know what I ate, and this is different. And they're so like, I'll show you some. I have some on my counter. I think it's almost break time because we're being stalked. And then we'll play games. But I'll grab some and I'll show you. What's fun to me is you can get 10 zucchini off the same plant and they all look different. And it makes me think, and I know I'm a hippie, but I think that's a good thing. It makes me think about all the produce that gets thrown away because it's not perfect. Like maybe 1 out of every 5 zucchini and squash I grow is like a perfect looking zucchini or squash. And that's it. And they're all delicious and edible. I've been eating them daily. I pickled some. I'm really excited. I've never had pickled squash before, but I figure I would try. Why not? Can you take pics? Oh my God, Zoe, I took a pic of the squash, like the full spread of my very first harvest. I got like 6, 7 squash on day 1. And now it's at this, I'm just like, I'm not harvesting them because I don't know what to do with them. So I'm just leaving them, but they're growing bigger. It's a problem. Hail the cunt. I have so many at this point. Oh, you want a picture of my dick squash? I want to pick it. But like, is it ready? Should I do it? I actually like kind of picked it up this morning and was like, oh, you're hefty. You kind of like have to put your hand under the curve and like, you have to give it support everywhere. They're all straight dick squash. And that's the thing. The majority of them are straight, but like some of them are long and skinny. Some are like very symmetrical, like short, round, fat sausages. Some of them do like this number. It's really interesting just watching how all the squash choose. I always think of like, what is the advantage of being this creature in nature? I don't know, because I'm that level of probably some sort of spectrum. I don't know. I'm just like, why did nature, because what's really interesting is the squash, they're not like a super viney plant where you're getting things dangling off of them, at least the summer squash and the zucchini. There's like a core to the plant, and then there's these huge fucking, like, they look like the size of like rhubarb leaves coming off of it all over, hail the cunt, all over it. And then out of the middle of it is the squash. They just grow straight out of this like core of middle of the plant that's coming out of the ground. And they grow out and then they curve down so that where their blossom was eventually tries to touch the ground. I know this is hilarious. We could make the dick jokes, but seriously, looking at it from like just watching how they grow, like it's interesting. I had no idea. So then I think like, are stores feeding us just like non-ripe produce? Like they are constantly picking things before it's supposed to be picked. Because half the time you go to the store and the yellow squash they sell you is this long, this big around. They're all very symmetrical and small and adorable. My yellow squash are huge and weird looking, but they're fucking tasty. Like I made a yellow squash soup a couple nights ago. I made a chowder. And then oh my God, did I tell you guys I made chocolate chip zucchini bread? Zucchini bread, but I made it with the yellow squash. It's already gone, and 2 of the loaves I put in the freezer because I'm going to give those to Scott because I made it with the vegan butter, and I know it didn't make them sick last time, so I know it's good. Like, I've accurately, what's the word? Not accurately and officially. I've managed to make good vegan baked goods that didn't make them get sick. Like, his family has not a severe, but a pretty serious dairy allergy. And so when I make them stuff, like I try to sanitize everything. I don't have any dairy out at all. Like I just have the vegan butter. I just have the vegan chips and everything like that. And I gave them some last time and they're still both okay. So I saved them some bread, but man, I've been eating it. The zucchini's or the squash is delicious. Have I eaten a zucchini yet? I don't think I've eaten a zucchini yet. Successfully. I have successfully managed to make like good vegan goods for them and none of them have had a reaction. Not that I'm testing it. Like I'm nervous as fuck about this. I would never. But, you know, like, if any of them had an adverse effect, that does give me an idea of, like, where did I fuck up? Where was the cross-contamination? And I didn't. So I did it again. I made them 2 big ol', like, bundt loaves of it. It's so good. Zucchini bread, though. Like, what's better, though? Zucchini bread or banana? Today on Classy Gardening, I know. See? I play video games, I garden, and I smoke a lot of weed. What's up? I'm a hippie, I think. Depends on the taste from the person who made it. Oh, true. This recipe I followed actually was a little bit different. It was different because I made it different, I guess. It called for cinnamon, and I used a spice blend that my sister actually bought for me when her and her boyfriend were visiting. They went to some like artsy town that had a spice store, and she bought me like this spice that's called pumpkin spice, but it's space. I don't know if there's drugs in it or not. No, there's definitely not. But I use that. So I think that has other spices in it. So it has like almost a fall flavor to it. Like kind of like that pumpkin spice amalgamation minus pumpkin flavor. It's really good though. I think banana bread's better, but I love both. The Hub's making pumpkin bread. Yum. Pumpkin bread. That was one of the things I thrifted the other day. Dude, I love thrifting, man. You just find the best shit. Because nowadays, I feel like everything's just made to be disposable. Like, just feeling it, you're like, this feels disposable. It feels shitty. It doesn't feel well made. And I needed what would you call these? Just like loaf pans? Just like, I needed loaf pans. I had no loaf pans. Like, every time I've made banana bread or whatever, I'm making them in these bundt pans because that's all I have. They're cute and they work, but like, I want to be able to slice it and actually make bread, like actual banana bread or whatever. Yes, ma'am. I see you and I'm petting you. And so when Rod and I went thrifting recently, I was like, oh, let me go look at the kitchen stuff before we go. And I found 2. I found a Gotham steel and another one that are just like, you can tell these were a grandma's fucking bundt. They're different. They look completely different, but they're the same size. This was some Nana's loaf tins that she probably made 5 billion fucking loaves in that are still hardcore and so solid. And I'm so excited to make bread in them. Maybe that's what I'll do with the zucchini is I'll make zucchini bread. Dude, Zeke thinks I'm making him fat. How do I tell him, like, I'm just cooking a lot now? I think it was nutmeg, and I feel like there's, like, a little bit of allspice or something in there. Like, the smallest fucking amount, but it's good. Anyways, let's take our first break of the day. I'll go grab some of my pickled stuff so I can show you, because it looks pretty. I pickled red onions and radishes. I forgot to incorporate jalapenos in any of it, so the next time I pickle, I will be incorporating I have to do it soon because I have jalapenos. I have jalapeno plants. I have jalapenos from my garden I need to pickle, and I just forgot. Damn it. But my dog is sweetly licking every inch of my leg right now, and it's so fucking weird. Do you need to go potty? Do you want to go outside? Yeah. Do you want to go outside, Bubba? Okay. All right. I'm just cooking a lot. Right? I'm just cooking a lot now. Like that. I mean, that's literally what I said. The garden's going. Like, it's that or canning. Like, that's what summer is. That's what it was when I was a kid. Like, once the garden starts going, you got to start canning. Otherwise, it dies. Like, you're just going to go bad. If your partner's a witch and they start cooking a lot, you have to be concerned if you're getting Hansel and Gretel'd. I did recently get myself a pressure cooker so I could do pressure canning of meats. So, break. Be right back. Maybe. Be right back. I want it back and I want it now. Ugh. I got my canned shit. I just wanted to show you guys because it's real pretty and I'm real proud. So, like I was saying earlier, there's like this thing with canning where you can put in all this effort and fail. I didn't fail, which is awesome. I got a popped lid. But basically what happens is you fill them up and you fill them with the brine and everything, and then you can them. You do the canning process, however, if you're doing it pressure or hot water. And then what you do is you wait for them to cool, and then you have to take this lid off. That's a seal, bitch. And make sure there's no pop to it. If that's not sealed, or if you can pop this, that means that it didn't seal, and that's how you get botulism. And die. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how they used to say, like, dented cans and shit you shouldn't buy? Because, like, if oxygen's introduced, they'll go bad, whatever. So it's always nerve-wracking because you do, literally, it's hours of, like, cutting up veggies and stacking the jars and shit. And you just don't know if they'll actually pop, and all of them popped. I'm so happy. But this one is red onions and radishes from the garden. This one's red onions, green onions from the garden, and some radishes. This looks like it was a leftovers jar. Empty jar. I know. This one, I tried. I tried a little bit. I was like, isn't that aesthetic? I tried. I had so few green onions, like literally one jar to do this with. Because it's fucking early for, let's be honest, it's early for this shit. But I tried to be kind of like cutely aesthetic with this one, but it's the same. It's just like onions and stuff in there. And it's all pickled, and it's just a random ass pickle brand that I picked up online. Some of them have carrots though. This one's red onions and radishes, but they all popped. I'm so happy. The only thing I'm worried about, this is the squash one. Isn't that pretty though? I did carrots and squash from, the carrots are not from my garden. That would, who the fuck would have carrots this early? That'd be insane. Georgians. You and your wonderful weather. Anyways, yeah, this one's squash from my garden and carrots. I've never had pickled squash before. The only thing I was worried about is I feel like some of the veggies floated and now they're like sticking up above the brine, but they're sealed, so they should be fine. I love doing this. It's so scary, but like, it's sealed. I did a mix of white vinegar and white wine vinegar. I heard apple cider, apple cider. I've heard apple cider vinegar works just as well. I didn't have any in the house. This is just what I had. I think this is just onions. Oh, and I stuck a giant garlic clove in there. That is not from my garden. I don't think I'll get garlic. These ones are so pretty. I really hope pickled squash. Has anyone pickled a squash before? I really hope it turns out because they're so cute. We love a cute pickle. What are you? Who are you? Are you an onion? You're just onioning out in there, alright. Yeah, it's just an onion. Just a fucking onion chilling. I gotta... Should we? I think mostly just let sweeter so you end up like candy onions. So no shit, this has sugar in it. Dude, the recipe was you do like white wine vinegar or white vinegar. I did half and half because I've never done it. I hadn't used that before. And then you do like like a half a cup of sugar and then salt and then all the pickling, like all the pickling spices. Those little guys. These are so aesthetically cute. I'm very into my pickled squash. I really hope they taste good cuz I have so many fucking squash. There's another one. Anyways, that's what I did with my anxiety last night because fuck fireworks. It's funny, these ones, like, I feel like the vinegar leached all the color out of everything and just made everything pink. Because, like, you can see the edges of the radishes, they're just white now. I didn't peel them. The pink's just gone. That one's pretty. They're very cute. I love pickles. I'll get down on pickles all the time. Have you had pickled squash? Have you? I'm really hoping. I'll show you my squash. Let me go grab them. Hold on. I'm really hoping it turns out because I have so many squash. So this is probably like the average size of what I'm getting out of my garden right now. But see what I mean? They grow like this down to the ground and then like, and that's how they grow. Like if I was the plant, if I was the, shut up. You know what I'm saying? It's weird how squash grows, I guess. They're all squashes, but they're so beautiful. Like, just out of something I ate. I know, right, Cocky? I love it's so much fun. I don't know. I'm having a blast, but I have easily at least 10 right now out in the yard this size ready to go, and I don't know what to do with them. I think I need to get flour and start making so much zucchini bread and just freeze it. Cause man, there's so much. It's like these are huge. Like this, check it. It's my forearm, dude. These are large zucchinis, and I'm just letting them grow because I don't want to pick them because I don't know what to do with them. So if they're good, I'm really hoping they're tasty pickled because I got a lot. I got a lot of zucchinis. Look how, I mean, I feel like a proud mother. Like, look how perfect that zucchini is. That grew out of my shitty ass clay dirt. And it grew well. I'm so proud. Fritters are on my list. I'm absolutely going to make fritters. 100%. Zucchini fritters, zucchini bread. I pickled some. We're going to see how that turns out. I have cucumbers in the garden, so those will be coming out too. Like, I have so many things we're going to pickle. Growing up, my mom did the same thing where we just had so much zucchini that we were eating it every night forever. But it's like 0 calories, and I think it's nothing but like good stuff for you, right? It's just vitamins, minerals, and fiber. I think it's zucchini is like really good for you. So I'm not mad. It's just like I have so much in my garden right now. I showed you my squash. Please respond. I'm so proud. These are my children. And just because Kozu said they're growing jalapenos as well, these are my jalapenos I've picked out of my garden. I grew these in the shit soil. Like this didn't get nothing, no special treatment whatsoever. Scott and Bree gave me a tomatillo plant that I'm not kidding you. It was probably too delicate to transplant when they gave it to me. It was this big with like a sprout. That thing's a tree now. Thank you. There's so many more out there. I forgot to pickle them, so that's what I'll have to do next. But it's not hard. Where I was at work, where did CK go? Excuse me. My dog's just under me. He did not give a fuck. Me. Excuse me, him. I love poodles. They're so cute. But not the brightest in the sack. I could, you know what? I actually have pepperonis. I could make like a, what is it called? Like a Diavolo pizza. My greenhouse is full of pepper plants. They haven't flowered yet, but they can't be far off. Dude, I have so many flowers. I mean, I grew them from seeds, and so I have too many. I probably have like 5 bell pepper plants going right now. All of them are covered in blossoms. And then I have that jalapeno plant that's covered in jalapenos and more blossoms. And then I planted this other kind of pepper that for the life of me, I can't remember what it was called. It's a type of jalapeno, but I want to say it was called like an early bird or something like that, where the jalapenos are like short and nubby and you're supposed to wait until they turn red or reddish, like reddish green. Whereas jalapenos, you pick them when they're green and they get like long. I can't remember, but that thing is covered in peppers too. So pickling was pretty much like, I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not like a huge fan of just like raw jalapeno. It's okay, but it's like, whatever. Pickled jalapenos, on the other hand, I literally could eat with a fork. I don't know what it is about pickling them. It takes down that spice and just like makes them perfect. And they're crunchy and they're wonderful. Like pickled jalapenos are the shit. Dude, that dough is the shit too. I've got 3 bell peppers, then about 15 jalapeno peppers in my greenhouse. They're pretty crowded, but growing well. Fuck yes. Mine are crowded. That was the word I was looking for with my bell peppers. They're crowded. Like they're so, because I was talking to Dan about this when I visited him, but like I had probably like 3 come up immediately and start to grow really well. And I was like, oh, awesome. And then once those ones are like established, then more started sprouting. I don't know how the fuck seeds take weeks between each other to sprout. That is baffling to me. But I was like, man, they're baby. Like maybe this is just how we like rotate our crop. Like these ones will have bell peppers first, and then those ones will have bell peppers, and I'll just have a constant whatever of bell peppers. So now I've got probably 10 plants. I say 5, but I think probably 10. They're crowded. Kozu, it's no fucking shit. So easy. I can pickle on stream. It's that easy. It's like so easy. I don't know. I get nervous every time I do it, but it's really fucking easy. And it's such a nice way of just like preserving food. I hate food waste. And I've genuinely never bought a pickled onion I've been excited about. That's a weird thing to say, but I love pickled onions for like tacos and shit. I've never ever found one that I'm like, oh yay, this is the best but like any restaurant that makes a pickled onion, it's fucking amazing. I don't know what it is that people can't pickle onions. I sprinkled jalapenos in a pot and I ended up with like 30. It was ridiculous. I'm so terrible at throwing them away. Me too. I mean, here's the thing though. People are like, okay, crowding is going to make it so you don't have any crop, you don't have anything, everything's going to be ruined. So I believe you, right? So this year, I think I told you guys this kind of, but like I go to one of the plant stores and they had like a cucumber start that they were throwing away because it was 3 seeds that had ended up tangled together. So you could not separate the starts from each other. But the container they were in sold them as 1 start. So according to inventory, you just trash it because you can't separate it without killing it. So whatever. And the lady was like, do you want it? Because they had no more cucumbers and I was really looking for cucumbers. And I was like, yeah, I want it. I'll do something with it. She was really nice and just like gave me literally this like bare root sad, like the thick, delicate stems that come out, the first ones out of a seed when a seed, like that level of a cucumber. I was like, this ain't going to live. But I tried, stuck it in my shitty dirt down there. I have now 3 at least 5-foot long cucumber plants that literally are so fucking tangled with each other that I wasn't able to separate them either. So they're all coming out of the same hole, like going in different directions. But they're covered in baby cucumbers. So like, sure, but also, you know what I mean? Like, I see you and I recognize that crowding plants is probably not the best option ever, but my crowded plants are flourishing. So, cheers. Yeah. Good morning, Vox. How are you, love? Hope everyone's doing well. Just want to let you know you're awesome. You're awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you. I have one tomato plant. Dude, I have so many. And it's crazy because I'm the only person that eats tomatoes. Zach doesn't like tomatoes. I'm going to have to can them. But I love tomatoes. And I planted so many different kinds of tomatoes out there. Oh my God, I'm excited. Not I've gotten the fuck! Thank you so much for those 2,000 biddies, you generous fuck. I appreciate you. I only like this because it's for one-handedness. This is really hard to do when I'm taking a hit. Hydrate, everyone. Speaking of firefighters, that's one of our community members' actual literal. That's their station. Thank you for those biddies, you generous hoe. I appreciate you. I might jump into Discord to see if these fucks want to play games. Oh, that was hot. I'm fine. I did the same thing with kiwis too because I didn't learn apparently. Yeah. Dude, David, you want to know what's funny about that? David said Katie prepping for the end of the US. No shit. Like me, I'm very much, I like to listen to YouTube videos, listen to people like talk about canning and whatever, and that's how I learn how to do it. So I was looking for people who are canning, and like 1 out of every 5 videos, they open up with, "Hi there, my name's Tammy, and I'm here if you've got questions and concerns about your food security in America in this day and age, in this political climate." And I'm like, am I dangerously close to a rabbit hole here that I don't want to be mentally on? And I back away from those people very, very quickly. But like literally, it happened like that. I've never come across someone who talks about food security like that. I think I found the doomsday preppers. I did. I think I found them. They all can. I mean, they know what they're doing. Because like if they don't know what they're doing, then they die of botulism. Yeah, I'm not prepping. You know what I honestly get off on? So, have you ever, like, I'll take pictures when it's ready, but y'all know I've been in my cellar kind of trying to clean it out. I was until I got this fucking sinus infection. I've stayed away. I have not gone down there since because I know the dust. But I've been cleaning it up down there, and I like set up a little crafting table basically to do stuff that like is destructive and dangerous, like resin stuff, where like I don't want my dogs breathing it. I don't want it getting on my carpet, whatever. Not that this carpet isn't already fucked from that, but the idea I'm building shelves down there to line them with these beautiful canned vegetables of mine because I just want to show off the pretty canned vegetable shelves. Like I have no concerns about food security, and I don't want I don't have a doomsday shelter. I have like a craft room that I dream is going to be lined with these like beautifully lit from the daylight coming through the cellar door, like lit shelves of just like stunning rainbows of canned vegetables and fruits and meats and soups and stuff. It's an aesthetic thing that I just get to eat, so there's like it's no loss there. It's like these bitches that are out there like organizing their fridge, but they put like not food in their fridge. That doesn't make sense to me. Oh my God, this space would be so good for pottery. I wish I was into pottery. It's huge. Like literally my cellar is an exact blueprint of my house without walls underneath me. So it's just like this enormous open space. Unfortunately, like it's got all the vent tubing and stuff. So I, being my tall ass bitch ass self, I know you're tall too, I constantly have to duck through things. But I found one space where I can stand up and there's headroom, plenty of headroom. And there was like a stack of broken down closet doors down there. And I tied one to the wall and then put one on a bunch of storage things and it's level, and I made a desk out of it because I wanted somewhere to do like the stuff that causes caustic fumes and stuff like that, just somewhere where I can do it and not worry about my animals or my dogs or anyone breathing it. And it worked really well, but like I'm gonna line those walls with the rainbow of all the things that I can, and it's gonna be so pretty. I already have red and yellow. I really hope the canned squash is so pretty. I really hope that turns out. Oh. Okay, where's my Discord? Hello. Silence. We'll just sit in the silence.
Yeah, sorry. Cocky or crispy
No,
and
it's fine. I love it.
water.
I love it. It's my favorite silence.
It's good.
Anyone else in chat familiar with Welcome to Hell? What is that? Wait, that sounds familiar. What is that?
Sounds like a movie.
Yeah, I know. Drag Me to Hell. That's a good movie.
The best.
Bless you, Kozu. I mean, I feel like I'm just a very varied creature. Like, I could never, like, if people are like, what do you do in your spare time? Like, I play video games, but also I pet my zucchini a lot.
God damn it.
Right? Those hobbies don't mix all, but also, like, kind of sounds like I do porn with my penis.
Right. When you walk around, you just put the zucchini in your pants or I guess your shorts and
Pet
just
it.
walk around the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, I joined at the right time.
I mean, I have to show it my appreciation. What else do you do with this level of zucchini? When I was a kid, I remember we would like go on a vacation or something and come home, and the zucchini in my mom's garden would be bigger than my thigh. No exaggeration. They would be fucking huge to the point where they'd be like woody on the outside. It was crazy. So she would cut them in half and then like core all the seed part, like the foamy part out of the middle, and then fill them full of like meat. And then put them back together and then like roast them for long periods of time in the oven and shit. It was so weird. She got so creative with it because there was so much fucking squash.
That sounds
Katie?
fucking delicious.
Huh.
I sent the thing.
Okay.
See, right.
Yeah, I was telling Crispy earlier just how I am with food and how I just don't generally have any like mispreferences or conceptions about how food is presented to me or if it comes with something.
Okay, but like how far does that go? Like to the point where I could be like, do you want a cheeseburger? And you'd be like, yeah. And I stick it in a blender and you'd drink it?
Yeah, it wouldn't bother me.
Yuck. That is something so uniquely horrific.
That's fine.
Now,
We're all
now,
different.
now I'm sitting here going like, would I drink a burger smoothie?
Nope.
I'd try it once. Who am I kidding?
Yeah, like it wouldn't bother me. I would just down and be like, thanks for the meal.
I want to continue enjoying cheeseburgers for the rest of my life.
See, but that wouldn't bother me with enjoying a cheeseburger. At least for me. Like if you fucking did something gross with a cheeseburger and we're not going into that realm of like you sticking it up your ass or something.
Or covering it in anchovies like some sort of
if you
maniac.
fucking made it like made ice cream cheeseburgers or something like that, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Would you enjoy it just as much blended?
I don't understand the question.
That was that seemed 4th of July worthy. But I have shit lined up if either of you need to take a night off or whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna flop myself in the Discord and I'll see you guys for movie night. Go snack and whatnot. Do what you need to do.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Bye. I love you.
Y'all are cute.
Hello.
See you guys.
And I deafen. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Me and my friends. Vissy literally plays games. She's been live with us all day. She is live on her own channel. You should probably give her a follow. She's an awesome human being. And Knives and Crispy are just awesome participants who put up with our bullshit. And that's about it. Tomorrow I'll probably play... What is it? Oh, come on. Hold on. What is the Rock and Stone game? I always just call it Rock and Stone. It's Deep Rock Galactic. My God. Deep Rock Galactic. Super fucking cute game where we're all just like gnomes or whatever and we like kill bugs and stuff. It's really fun. But in the meantime, movie nights. I am stoned. Thanks for spending 420 with me. We ever so rarely get to experience my 420 together, like my real 420. So that's exciting. It is still 4th of July shit, so be careful if you need to go driving. It's a week. Unfortunately, fortunately, it's all on a weekend, which means people are partying and they'll be doing fireworks every single night and there will be drinking and it will be fucking mayhem. So be safe. This shit is stupid out there. I'm gonna go harvest some squash and pickle it and hope for the best. I love you. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the morning. Or for movie night. Bye.